I'm Sarah Star, your galactic guide, here with your space weather update for January the 22nd. Earth is still experiencing elevated geomagnetic levels following that CME on January the 19th. This X1.9 solar flare triggered us into some severe G4 geomagnetic storm levels. As you can see, we were at a KP2, we jumped straight into a KP8. The CME is still ongoing as we speak. It is passing by, but we are going to see elevated activity as the residual energy does disperse, which you can see on our solar wind speeds here. This is our velocity. We are finally dipping below 500 kilometers per second. We are in unsettled territory right now, which is really nice to get a little bit of a break of all of that high cosmic energy that disturbed your field. This solar flare was so strong due to the fact that we had a coronal hole that was right directly below the active region that it exploded from. This region right here is tethered to our magnetic poles on Earth. So when this active region did eject, it just went straight into that stream, flew into our Earth atmosphere. Usually these take about 48 to 72 hours, but it took less than 24 hours to arrive here. And this is something that scientists should probably make a note on because this is becoming more often. This also sent us into an S4 severe solar radiation storm on top of the geomagnetic storm and the R3 radio blackout that we already experienced just from this solar flare. And reminder, the majority of the bulk of the plasma that came in was from the east. This is representing one of the strongest solar radiation storms that we have seen in 2 decades. And this is an issue because high energy protons produce this risk to satellites, to spacecrafts, to astronauts themselves, to high altitude aviation routes, especially with GPS and power grid operations. This is our global absorption. And as you can see, protons can stay for days as they dip down. Yes, we're finally dipping out of those S4 regions of a radiation storm. We're going back into normal levels, which is really nice because protons, yet again, they hold mass. They have effects on specific parts of your body that are not healed, specifically through your chakra system. So if you're not doing your shadow work, you know, the extensive light that is coming in, the extensive gamma rays, the extensive proton levels, all stack on top of you. We are finally dipping out of those proton levels. You will be able to breathe again just for a hot second because the sun is still a little fiery. This is active region 4341 that is centered on the sun right now, Earth facing. It's in beta and gamma range, and it has dipped down in its size, but it also has another active region 4345 directly below it. Now, both of these kind of cause a risk for a flare probability for X-class flares, for M-class flares. So these together, even though this one is separating, going down in size and heading off of the side of the limb of the sun, we still have effects that can come out of this. So we're looking at flare probabilities, M-class flare, 20% for this specific region up here, not this one. This one's different, lower percentages, but still connected. So we watch out for these. X-class flare, we're still at a 5% for anything producing out of here. And remember, we're already at elevated levels on our Earth. So if this does spit out anything else, plus the coronal hole that's still directly below this, yeah, we're gonna slip into another solar storm. So right now, our space weather models are showing a gradual easing from that storm. Here's our 3-day geomagnetic forecast. As you can see, we're climbing out of those severe levels down into more minor, moderate conditions, high latitude position, still a 60% chance you may be able to see the aurora tonight, but we're going into some unsettled territory. Take a look at SSGEOs. This highlights a period of strong planetary and lunar harmonics. They're going to converge on the 22nd of January, and they're going to coincide with a lot of the Earth system responses. So around January 22nd into the 23rd, we're going to see a crescent moon that's going to appear close to Saturn in the southwest after sunset, with Jupiter that is going to be visible in the sky all at night. There's a rare near opposition alignment in the interstellar object 3I Atlas with the Earth and the Sun axis that is going to occur today on the 22nd. This is going to provide a scientific observation opportunity, mostly for research, not really space weather effects that we know of, but we also have something coming up. Yet again, if you have not seen my video that's pinned on my page about January 26th, this is going to be our lineup for January 26th of all of these different planetary planetary alignments. No, not some of these are connected to Earth. Some of these have their own connections to each other. But if they have a connection to Earth, we could see solar effects due to the alignment, such as earthquakes. As you can see, after each of these planetary alignments, we got hit with earthquakes, got hit with earthquakes, got hit with earthquakes, got hit with earthquakes. But wait, this is going to be a really big spike. So are we going to get hit with another earthquake there? That lines up with those crazy lines that we saw on our Schumann resonance. Those were low frequency energy pulses, and normally these are earthquake stress indicators. Schumann resonance measures the heartbeat of the planet. It also measures the consciousness of human beings as well, because it is also measuring at 7.83 hertz. And yes, we are getting earthquakes indeed, as predicted. Look at this, another 6.2 in Russia by Kamchatka. Yes, the place that got immensely dumped with snow. Hopefully nothing catastrophic happens in that region for those people. But we're also seeing Iceland is lighting up, 4.5. Japan, again, in the volcanic islands, they had a 6.0. Japan's also getting those after effects quakes. And in Wyoming today, over 1,000 people said that they felt that 4.7 magnitude earthquake that happened over in Evanston. So it just lines up perfectly like a clock. As you can see, patterns occur after a planetary alignments, and those alignments trigger the sun to have explosions that feed off into those cosmic web energy streams straight into those other planets. Yes, civilizations are on every single other planet, so they feel these effects as well, but a little bit differently based on their biological factors and of course the atmosphere itself. Some of them are protected from any type of solar radiation, but some of them do not have an atmosphere. Today, January 2nd, we do have Mercury that is conjunct Pluto in Aquarius. What this means is that there is going to be deep thought, potent deep thought that is involved today. Also, there's going to be transformative communication on certain levels. Truths will be revealed, and it's going to either produce a lot of mental clarity or intensity. We have a Moon Saturn influence as well. This is going to be about grounding lessons, emotional reality checks in certain places. Those are going to be prominent. Tomorrow, Mars is going to be sextile Neptune. This is going to bring some harmonious aspects into your life. It'll help bring out your creativity, your intuition, and it's also going to be guided actions in a form. Tomorrow is a waxing crescent moon, so this is going to be supportive, so set your intention, because it's building the momentum when we switch on January the 26th. So how are you guys feeling after that really intense solar storm? Drop your sun, moon, and rising signs down in the comments and let me know what you felt emotionally, mentally, physically, because I'm taking all of this data in real time and condensing it with specific times. If you want to know how all of this hits your personal chart, I do natal chart readings, and I also do starseed origin readings to help you remember who you truly are. We figure out what your karma is, what your past lives are, what you're doing in this lifetime now, and what your mission is overall. We're going to find that pathway to help you truly remember who you are. If you're interested in a session or a reading, go to my website at sarahstarofficial.com or the link in my bio. Follow for more.